Hey there. Good morning. Happy Saturday. I'm here in Town Studios, live, sitting right here next to the tailor-made stove. It's a beautiful, glorious morning. I woke up at 1 in the morning, and then I got up at 2:30, and I came outside to watch the half moon in a golden glow rise over the trees. I watched it for hours. Then the sun came out. So today I decided, since I have now established a Wi-Fi connection on my phone, that I can actually be outside and shoot cartoons live. How about that? Now, I have so much joy. I'm living in joy. And for the last 2 weeks, I've been working on healing. I worked for weeks on fucking my body up. So the last 2 weeks, I've been working on healing. And I have been here in this pristine location. And I call it awakened state. I've been stargazing, sun gazing, moon gazing, firefly watching, cricket listening, bird song listening, and I have been lathering myself in self-indulgence, my own beautiful, natural medicine. Lots of it. Now, there's something poetic about all this. Now, I feel like I've been on like a healing retreat, a summer vacation, so to speak, here at the country estate. It's just glorious here. 30 acres. I've been walking in the morning. I got these little water shoes, like river shoes or whatever they call them, $5, and I walk the whole property around in the mornings, and I get natural dew, which is distilled water, foot bath. Ha ha! My feet are just saturated in it, soaking in beautiful, natural, distilled water. Morning dew. It's a beautiful thing. Now, I decided, it all appeared to me as I was listening to crickets, that it's about time I share some of my beauty secrets with you. Yeah, I'm going to share my beauty secrets. The first and foremost, the most important, is imagine your beautiful, glorious, wonderful self. Picture yourself in the poetic beauty that you are. See yourself as nothing less than perfection. Imagine that. Start there. It's a healthy place. That's beauty secret number 1. Picture yourself joyous, beautiful, and youthful. Healing all the time. Don't think about any of that, whatever was. Forget about that. Let that shit go. Start awakening to a new awakened state, your own evolution. So, I'm going to share some of the routines with you. Now, I have showed this before, but it's another part of my secret. Fresh urine. Fresh. Within 24 hours, sometimes 48. But my most current urine, I put in this bottle and I doctor it up just a bit with some peppermint oil. The purpose of that is it keeps the bugs off me. Now they fly around me. I hear them buzzing. The only ones that want to land on me are the butterflies. The butterflies love the pea. It's amazing. And butterflies are such a beautiful metamorphosis, such a chrysalis, because they can't see their own beauty. They have no idea how beautiful they are. Isn't that something? So, what I do with this, I'm going to show you. Now, this morning, I got dressed for the occasion, as you can see. Normally, I do this naked, and I sunbathe, I sun gaze. I let all of this absorb and reabsorb, and it does. I don't have to rub it. I just spritz it on, and it reabsorbs. It's really beautiful. Okay, I'm going to switch hands now. Stay with me. So, after I do all this, get my head, that's so refreshing. So, as I do this, I also loop my pee. Now, I've been up for 9 hours. I've peed a lot. I have looped a lot. And this is what I do every morning. As soon as daybreak. Now, today it was a little cool. We actually dropped down into a lower, like 60 overnight. I actually put on some sweats because it's been like mid-70s and stuff overnight. It's been really warm. So, I sit naked because I can. It's a beautiful thing. Trust me on this. Now, I've been having some more epiphanies lately. Big ones. Big ones. Now, I've been looking at, how abused, our privates are throughout our life. It could start with circumcision. It could just be the simplest, like, shame and blame, guilt. Oh, don't play with that. Don't pee in your bath. That's nasty. You shouldn't touch that. You better wash your hands. And as we get more and more complexes about our units, whether it be your penis or vagina, the shame is there. The guilt is there. It gets embedded. And then, we get sexually oriented. So we start taking on a whole new dimension with our sex organs, as they're called. Now, I've done all the sex abuse. I've done everything I can possibly manage to do with my dick throughout my life. And I never really got it until recently. And I really got it. This shit woke me up. Now, what does that mean? Well, no longer. Now, a lot of people know I have been basically abstinent for 10 years, except for one time 5 years ago, just the other day, 5 years ago. So I've gone from overuse to underuse. I've gone through all the abuse. But what I finally came to the realization of that, here's another thing. I want to make this point as well. It's funny how we name our unit. Men do it, women do it, let's face it. The little kitten, Willie, Wally, the moisture missile, the tube steak, the big Willie Johnson. People name their shit. They name their junk. Women do it too. It's interesting when you consider it. And so I've had an epiphany. I've come to a greater evolution, a higher awakening. And so I've given my tool. Now, I call it my tool because, well, it is. It's one of the tools in my toolbox. And we all have tools, different skill sets, different understandings, different applications of how we can be ourselves. Now, since I started drinking pee, I've learned more self-love, more self-respect, more self-esteem, less self-loathing, less depression. I've calmed the fuck down. I've let go of many things. I'm living the Vida Loco. So, I've decided I'm going to call my favorite tool, and it's absolutely my favorite tool at this point, my number one tool in my box. I'm naming it WEEDU. WEEDU, the golden wonder rod. WEEDU, the golden wonder rod. Why? Because it produces my golden elixir regularly, constantly, effortlessly, seamlessly, flowingly. And so I'm taking on a way new respect for Willie. No longer Willie. WEEDU, the golden wonder rod. And, man, I'll tell you what, having that understanding, it's a spiritual awakening. Because not only does it produce my golden elixir, my perfect medicine, it's not only my fountain of youth, but it's my spigot of truth. It's like a truth serum. It's an awakened state of beingness. Never have I imagined anything as glorious as pee. In my entire life, everything I've ever learned, nothing has been more awakening than learning about my pee and how powerful it is. So, why wouldn't I create WEEDU, the golden wonder rod, as the number one? I'm going to start WEEDU worshiping. I'm going to worship that puppy because it is a provisionary tool. It's my spigot. It's a never-ending source of beautiful, fresh, golden elixir that I can spray, rub, soak, drink, absorb over and over, relentlessly, regardless of anything. I can just keep doing this over and over. These are beauty secrets, my friends. Ha ha, beauty secrets. So, who's in charge of my temple now? Who is in charge of my temple now? Ha ha. WEEDU, the golden wonder rod. That's who's in charge of my temple. I'm going to praise that little brother. I'm going to treat it like it deserves to be treated. Like it's something really special and unique. It's not disgusting. It's not nasty. It's not wasteful. It's not any of those things. It is your mainliner. to your own perfect medicine, the fountain of youth, the spigot of truth. Everybody's got this in them. Everybody. And it also, in addition to all things that I've already mentioned, I just called my beautiful, worshipped WEEDU, I can produce spermicidal lotion. And when you spray your urine or rub your urine, when you put aged urine or fresh urine on your body and incorporate a deep massage and incorporate your spermicidal lotion and start rubbing that into your skin, I guarantee you, you're taking your skin to a whole new level. I've been testing this theory, and I know it's working for me. Now, it's working for me. Now, some people are going to say that is just fucking nuts. Yeah, and I am. I accept the fact that who I am, how I roll, what I do, choices I make, ideas that I have, visions I have nothing to do with anybody. Nobody. Me. Glory be with me and my P. It's absolutely unconditionally perfect mantra, modality, methodology. I practice this process. How's it working? A lot of people always comment on my skin. Well, my friends, I've just given you my beauty secrets. I'm giving it away. Now, there's a lot of celebrities and other people that seem ageless that know this secret as well. It's just that they aren't sharing their secret. I choose to share my secret lovingly. It's just such a beautiful thing. Now, I've been having some really interesting conversations. I have. Now, recently, I've met Dr. Bellarmine Buttons. Dr. Bellarmine Buttons. Now, here's an odd fellow. Aren't we all? I know I'm weird. I know I'm weird. Okay? But I seem to attract more weirdness. I attract weird. And I like it. I find weird really interesting. Now, according to the research that Dr. Bellarmine Buttons has done over about 15 years, his own experimentation, his own analyzation, he has come to some pretty interesting conclusions about many things. Now, he states in his experiments, the results of his experiments, that all of us basically are carrying wounds from the womb. Not after birth, in our birth. Now the reason for this gets interesting. The reason for this, he calls it basically the ultimate sin, the forbidden one. Sex during utero. Basically, having sex during pregnancy is the cessation that causes and creates all our deepest wounds. Now, he's tested this. He brings an interesting point. And when I asked, I said, well, okay, now, I know my daddy had a lot of sex when I was in the womb. I know that I had a lot of sex with my wives when my kids were in the womb. I think most people have a lot of sex no matter what. They just do. But apparently, in the womb, this causes great distress. And that's kind of fucked up. We end up fucked up. Why? Well, apparently because daddy was a motherfucker. My daddy was a motherfucker. I was a motherfucker. I think most people I know are motherfuckers. Now, how do we all end up so fucked up? I don't know. It's a question. I don't have the answer. But I am inquisitive. And I do think most of us are pretty fucked up, one way or the other. We all have a lot of shit. We're all really convoluted, confused, compressed, conditioned, compromising, because that's what we were led to do. That's what we were led to believe. We followed certain patterns, beliefs, exercises, aptitudes, and attitudes. Now take a look around our society. Are we living in a fucked up society? I don't know. I'm not one to judge. Not my job. I know I've had a pretty fucked up, crazy whirlwind of a ride. I've lived in the fucking circus. I've done plenty of rodeos. And life is still a giant carnival. And I see it everywhere, always, all the time. And that's why I'm digging the ride. That's why I enjoy life. This is why it is all by design. I'll go back to beauty secret number 1. Imagination. Imagine your joyous, beautiful, childlike, wonderful life. See if you can imagine that. Instead of imagining all the fucked up shit you've been through, the fucked up shit you're dealing with, the fucked up shit you're projecting for your future. People have a tendency to rationalize anything, to justify everything, to validate everything they ever choose. We can come up with 101 excuses of why we didn't. We can imagine ourselves as looking at a task and going, impossible. Or, on the other hand, you can look at the same task and go, I'm possible. I'm possible. I'm down, I'm in. Count me in. And the reason I know I'm a success, because I failed over and over and over and over and over and over, which makes me a successful failure. Now that's success, and I own that shit. I'm okay with it. No big mystery to me. I'm willing to just keep rolling. Rolling along with it, whatever it is, doesn't matter to me. It just doesn't matter to me. It's all a fucking cartoon. It's hilarious. Look around. You know, if you don't laugh at yourself, trust me, somebody else is. And they will. We can't keep taking ourselves so seriously. I say, if you take yourself that seriously, you seriously might want to look at why. And what you're getting out of it. What kind of validation are you getting? By proving your point. You know, being so significant. How important is it? To the point where you'll get upset because people don't agree, or they point, or they laugh, and make jokes. I'll tell you what. Let's move on to some higher ground, some greater secrets. This comes from Miguel Ruiz. The 4 agreements. Be impeccable with your word, and that means every word. Now, most people don't understand the language they use by definition, and they sabotage themselves. They goon themselves repetitively over and over. Now, you don't need to expand your vocabulary. You don't need to have a whole lot of big words. You may want to just get rid of a bunch of them, though. You start eliminating that shit out of your vocabulary, and you'll start noticing a significant change in how your life appears. It's a beautiful process. And it takes some focus. You just got to stop. Understand how you're gooning yourself, sabotaging yourself, repeating yourself with the can't, and I shouldn't, and I didn't, and I won't, and I want. I tried. I'm just not good enough. I'm just not capable. I'm not. Try I am. I can. I will. I did. I do. I be. Try those on for size. See how it shifts your paradigm. Give it a whirl. You have the control stick, your joystick. It's your stick. Use it wisely. You want to be an instrument of war? Misuse your joystick, because the war is within. The war is in you. And I guarantee you, you're never going to win that war. You got to be at peace. That's where it lives. No fear, no war, love and peace. Options, healthy options. Consider them. You might want to try them on for size. If your shit don't fit, you might want to just pack that shit up and get rid of it. Find some shit that fits. See if it works for you. Yeah. Now, I think all of this is hilarious. I think it's fucking off the hook crazy hilarious. Now, who would have guessed? Okay. Drinking pee, shooting pee, spreading pee, pee, would make me be the best me. The best version of myself. That shit's fucking crazy cool. It's hilarious. And I'm going to keep spreading this message around. You know why? Because I can. I really do think that there are more people ready to hear good news about self-healing than we allow, than we imagine. See, I can imagine it. I can imagine myself absolutely unconditionally being on stage in front of hundreds of people, possibly thousands, telling them all about how I drink my pee, doing age urine shooters, spraying that shit on. See how many people I can gross out. And believe me, there'll be plenty. But what they'll also realize, this is funny as shit, man. This shit is hilarious. It's totally hilarious. And I intend to use comedy to bring this message to the masses. That's my intent. That's my imagination in action. I can totally picture this occurring. Totally. And I am excited about that. Big time. Now, I don't know who's out there right now because I'm out here in the sunshine. I can't really see my screen. So I can't read anything. I can't see anything. I'm doing my best to just stay on camera and stay on point. And I am enjoying myself. Are you? How is your Saturday treating you? Did you go into the bathroom this morning and look in the mirror and see some Saturday morning cartoons? I did. Every time I look in the mirror, I see a cartoon. Always. Cracks me up. Keeps me happy. Keeps me sane. Keeps me level. Keeps me grounded. Keeps me with a purpose, on a mission, focused in my intent. And I'm excited about that. Big time. So, I'm going to be introducing some character developments. Why? Because good stand-up always has character. And I am a character. And there's several I'm going to be personifying and developing. All you have to do is stay tuned. See as they appear. But I'll tell you what, I'm ready. Are you? Ready to see P go everywhere. Ha ha, it already does. My P does. Orintown Studios. I am Orintown Studios. It goes wherever I am. Where do I live? People say, where do you live? My head is my only house when it rains. I live wherever I am. I live in the moment. And tomorrow, I'm hitting the road again. WEEDU is about to wander again. WEEDU Wanders. It's got some... I love that show. That's one of my favorite ones to produce. And I've been producing like a motherfucker. I've produced like 400 videos plus in the last year and a half. That's a lot of producing. 5 separate shows. And why? Because I can. Okay. I don't know if you heard anything because all of a sudden the screen went black and it said it was trying to reconnect. I don't know what happened there. But I don't get a lot of signal here, okay? And when people start Wi-Fi, crazy how it works. So I think I've left you with enough beauty tips for the day. And I really do, truly hope you have a beautiful, wonderful, marvelous day. Know that I love you. Love yourself. I do love myself. I do. I take care of myself. I hope you do. All right, I'm going to wrap it up because it keeps going away. So what I have to say is I have Anthony A.K. King coming on with me Tuesday, and I'll be shooting that from the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia from Mobile Studio One, or I'll just be sitting on the mountaintop one way or the other, and we're going to talk about the Water Life Symposium. And so with all that being said, boom, you've just been loved. I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful, marvelous day. Peace out. Ciao for now.